Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's me, Can't Stop Money, and we are back inside the Hyperbolic Reaction Chamber. And today, we are going to be reacting to a death battle. Yes, a death battle by Screw Attack. Well, they're called Death Battle now, so yeah. And this death battle has been in the making for like a few weeks upon end. And yeah, it is featuring my boy, Shigeo Kageyama, or Mob from Mob Psycho 100, and my girl, my waifu, baby girl, Terrible Tornado from One Punch Man. Alright, so yeah, man, this debut has been in the making. Ever since I found out who the two combatants were, I just been so torn. Even right now, I'm still torn. I can't just pick a definite side. I love both characters, man. When it comes to Mob, like, I'm not even a main character guy, and Mob is my favorite, one of my favorite main characters, top 3 of all time. And hell, I named my dog Mob. Like, bro, you know, it gets like that. And Tornado is one of my goddess tier waifus. She is the waifu of One Punch Man. And yeah, in my narrow list of goddess tier waifus, she is up there. I love her so much. So much. And so yeah, man, as far as power goes, on Tornado's side, I haven't read the manga of One Punch Man, so I don't know the full extent of her power. If it is touched upon in the manga, I only go off of what I see in season 1 and season 2. And so compare that up to Mob. You know, Mob can go 100. 100 is badass enough that he can go those mystery numbers too. You know, unknown percentage, and it's like, you know, that's mathematically speaking, that towers over Tornado. But Tornado may have something that we don't know about. At least I don't know about. So we will find out about this, guys. I am ready. Let's do it. Without further ado, the video will be played right here in this corner. This is Death Battle. Mob versus Terrible Tornado. Right now. Alright, here we are, guys.
There are plenty of talented people in the world, but even then, only a select few have the honor of being called prodigy.
But being a prodigy can get to one's head, or one's head, if you know what I'm saying. Because you know, the guy who made both these characters is called one, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Mob, the reluctant psychic powerhouse from
boy.
Mob Psycho 100.
And Tatsumaki,
baby
the
girl,
ferocious Esper from One Punch Man. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
It's gonna be interesting.
As a citizen of Seasoning City, you would probably be familiar with the local criminal group Claw.
Maybe even the famous sex symbol and
so-called
psychic of the century, Reagan.
But you probably would think twice about this plain-looking boy with a bowl cut, Shigeo Kageyama.
Long story short, he's a pretty unremarkable student of Salt Middle School. He's the kid you picked last for dodgeball. He's just sort of there, taking up space and stealing your air.
The kanji in his name can even be misread as Mob, which means bland and boring.
Naturally, everybody calls him that.
So you might be surprised to learn that he accidentally took over a local gang, unintentionally founded his own cult, and is an incredibly powerful psychic warrior.
Don't get it mixed up. This isn't your typical superhero secret identity shenanigans. Bob doesn't really give a shit about any of these things. He's just out there trying to fit in by joining the Body Improvement Club.
Body Improvement!
He sucks horribly at. Oh, come on, man. Running's not that hard. Take it from me, and I've got a shotgun for a leg.
Still, when his life is in danger or his friends need protecting, Mob's psychic ability manifests as something truly phenomenal.
He's mega powerful. He might not be able to run a mile without fainting, but he totally can if he boosts his body psychically. He can fly through the air, fling objects all over the place, throw psychic energy attacks, lift giant buildings, cause city-spanning earthquakes, whip up huge twisters, and more.
He's not just an offensive powerhouse, he can mold his psychic energy around his body as a shield. While this isn't an uncommon technique in Mob's world, it's incredibly useful for him in particular, as he's one of the few psychics who can actually attack and defend simultaneously.
Like when he was fighting a bunch of evil spirits all at once. Oh, talk about weird looking. Is you sure he's not just like tripping balls or something?
No, but
you're kind of
on the right track. These psychic powers are directly linked to emotions. The more sad, angry, rejected, and so on that you feel, the more powerful your psychic abilities become.
Hey Wiz, punch me.
What?
Punch me! I need to get really angry so I can do psychic stuff. Really? My grand can hit harder than you. Wow, you think it'll work if I'm just so embarrassed about having a friend like you?
Yeah, I'm about to say him with the middle arm. Hey, that didn't work.
Regardless, the fact that Mob's psychic powers are drawn from his emotions is a conundrum in and of itself. See, when Mob was a child, an attempt to use his powers wound up injuring his younger brother. This tragedy would scar Mob forever, terrifying him of his own ability. As a result, he suppressed his emotions for years.
So if Ritsu comes into the play,
they'd still boil up in bad situations. Us readers get to see them rise with a handy percentage counter. When it hits 100%, Mob goes all out like a Super Saiyan. He can even absorb psychic energy while in 100 mode.
But that's not Mob's limit. Far from it. Suppressing his powers had an unprecedented effect on his psyche. His power became an entity of its own within Mob's mind, representative of his repressed self.
And when things get real bad, it takes over his body in a blind rage, or blind sadness, whatever he's feeling at the time.
In this unmeasurable state, Mob's true prowess is revealed, and it's extraordinary. His sheer psychic aptitude increases at an alarming rate,
if he goes that,
his absorption ability.
My powers are being sucked in by Kageyama. All of the energy in the atmosphere. Are you telling me
he can suck in powers too? Like, unless Tornado can conceal that somehow?
While his inner self takes over, his questionable state will continue trying to achieve whatever his most recent objective may be. Whether that's taking on the criminal organization Claw, or confessing how he feels to his crush.
Alright, I get it. The guy's super strong. So let's figure out just how much psychic power he's got bottled up. Check this out. While smashing this ugly joke through a building, he went from 0 to kick-ass so fast, he caught fire.
Taking this feat literally, to get this result, he would have to be reaching an ablation speed over 5 times the speed of sound.
Fast, but not as fast as a bolt of lightning, which he was quick enough to catch with his shield.
That's not all. In his duel with Claw's boss, Toichiro, Mob took this huge crushing hit, scaling this massive handprint crater to a nearby building, that one, and applying the resulting fragmentation of rock. We found Mob survived an attack worth over 80 tons of TNT.
Nah, that's small time for Shiggy. In the same fight, he psycho lifted hundreds of buildings into the air.
I love how they
Look
say
at
Shiggy.
that thing. Suddenly, I have an unshakable urge to go play Katamari Damacy. Somehow, these things will make some stars.
Not only is that millions of tons of stone and concrete, but simply creating this orb pushed away the clouds.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Guys, that's not impressive. Clouds are just fluffy balls of cotton candy. Now I hear you. I thought so too. But turns out that's not true at all. Unfortunately, to move clouds in real life, you need a freaking hydrogen bomb.
So it's quite impressive when on another occasion, Mob gathered all these clouds himself. By measuring the area and multiplying by average cloud density, this feat comes out to around 30 gigatons of TNT.
20 times the combined destructive capabilities of all the nuclear warheads in the world.
Granted, Mob isn't all powerful. For example, once while absorbing an explosive attack, he reached a definitive limit, though he compensated by redirecting all that psychic energy into some broccoli seeds, with interesting results.
Oh man, it's gonna be
really
hard to hide that one under the table. Tree.
In time, Mob eventually reconnected with his repressed self, fully accepting his past and his powers.
So look out, he may look like a total dork, but this is one middle schooler you don't want to try stealing lunch money from.
So don't fuck with him.
Rage burning in me.
Oh, that was so awesome! I remember that fight. All right,
In
what
a
baby
world
girl
filled
got?
with monsters and villains which threaten the survival of humanity on a daily basis, it's a stroke of luck that mankind has its fair share of saviors in the form of superheroes.
And some of these heroes are so powerful they can crush all the baddies without even laying a finger on them.
These are Espers, superhumans
Baki.
who possess powerful psychic
Thick
abilities.
Baki.
And one of them is a girl named Tatsumaki. What the? Is that real? Why did she have cinnamon rolls stuck on her face?
Well, let's just say one is more well known for his excellent storytelling than, say, his art. Regardless, Tatsumaki's psychic abilities were
wanna read the
extraordinary,
manga.
even at a young age. So much so, she was taken from her family to be detained and studied at a research facility. She was 7 years old.
So, not the best childhood, obviously. Lucky for her, she got out thanks to
manga
a
really look like
surprise
that?
rescue by the hero called Blast. Who blasts things? I guess? No one really knows.
Either way, Blast's rescue changed Tatsumaki's life forever, and he left her with one very important lesson. When the time comes, don't expect someone to save you.
That's kinda harsh. He is supposed to be a superhero, right?
Whether it be she was inspired by his heroism or torn by his contradiction, Tatsumaki decided to take up hero work for herself. Thus, she took up the mantle, Tornado of Terror.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Oh.
Doesn't that sound more like a supervillain name? And you might mistake her for one too, cause she's kind of a brat.
Well, she is the best at what she does, and
Oh,
she
the best,
knows
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
So she often seems arrogant and rude. With her
hot.
psychokinesis, she often floats above her opponents,
tiny.
looking down on them literally and figuratively.
Her favorite thing to do is throw rocks at people. Big rocks, small rocks, rocks from outer space, doesn't matter. If it's vaguely rock-shaped, it's flying at you. But she doesn't discriminate. She's also fine throwing other things like trains, schools, people, even a giant octopus.
Not only that, but she
Oh,
can
yeah,
alter
she
the
crushed
direction
that
of
shit.
gravity, create town-spanning barriers, twist up a human body, cause magnitude 8 level earthquakes, and spin up enormous whirlwinds. Fitting for her namesake.
And that's not even half of it. She's the most powerful Esper of them all, even better than her older sister, Fubuki.
Actually, that's her younger sister.
Wait, what? Man, anime's real confusing.
But given her past, even with
Oh,
her
she's
sister
28.
beside her, Tatsumaki has some serious trust issues.
She doesn't even want Fubuki to have friends. Chill out, lady. Friends are important. Right, Wiz?
Sorry, what?
Oh. Well, he had his chance.
Anyway, manipulating objects and organisms is only part of her skill set. Tatsumaki's power truly shines when it comes to precision.
Oh yeah, she's so
Precision.
talented, she can use her crazy mind power to have full control over television!
Yeah, sure, but that's not really what I had in mind.
Change!
Well, Tatsumaki has some level of control over a person's chi, or as it's known in traditional Chinese culture, vital life
Aura.
force. If she can overpower her opponent, she can use their own chi to disable or even kill them.
I did it!
Interesting.
I'm psychic!
Against other Espers, she can spiral her own energy to
Yo!
block theirs, and even suppress their powers in an instant.
Yeah, Lady Tornado can block their psychicness whenever she wants, so long as they're a weaker Esper than her, which basically means everyone. One Punch Man, meet the One Thought Woman. Seriously, this chick is so powerful she pulled a meteor from outer space.
Well, while that move is pretty
Damn.
well known, it technically is not canon to the original source material. However, that doesn't mean it's off the table. As it turns out, her other accomplishments prove she's more than powerful enough to pull it off.
Just look at her lifting up this.
Okay.
What am I looking at here?
Good question. Thankfully, one was kind enough to include these lovely labels identifying Z-City and an underground hideout. Now, Tatsumaki is psychokinetically lifting the entire hideout, which was previously stated to reach over 1,500 meters deep. As for the city, the world of One Punch Man is based on real-life locations in Tokyo. So at the very least, we could compare Z-City to a smaller district like Ginza, which consists of about 215 acres. With the size of an average building in that district in mind, and thus scaling the building to the hideout and then to Ginza, we found that Tatsumaki must be lifting over 3 billion tons of rock.
That's like lifting the entire Great Wall of China 62 times. More than powerful
Damn.
enough to pull a meteor from the sky.
When the alien invader Boros attacked City A with
Oh,
a
yeah,
hailstorm of
Lord
giant
Boros.
bullets, she was fast enough to stop them in midair and turn them back on the enemy.
Hell yeah.
Scaling these bullets to the height of a human and gauging by the amount of damage they could cause, the bullets must have been moving 1,800 times faster than sound.
She's tough enough to survive an attack that's 300 times the Earth's gravity, which probably explains why she could push through crazy G-forces while flying and fighting against the One Punch Man himself,
I gotta read this manga.
Saitama.
This
By
artwork
looking
is
at the
killing
distance
me,
they
but
flew
it's
in
in a
such
good
short
way.
time frame, they were likely moving more than 36 times the speed of sound.
Which is awesome, but she still didn't win the fight.
It was actually a rather humbling experience for her, finally realizing that perhaps she isn't the most powerful person alive.
I mean, all Espers have limits, including Tatsumaki. Their psychic power drains them of energy, so they can get worn out to a point where they can't do their psycho magic for a while.
Also, she generally has to focus exclusively on either offense or defense. So when she's on the attack, her guard is lowered, something a skilled enough opponent can certainly take advantage of. Also, should an Esper like Tatsumaki suffer a serious head injury, their powers become more difficult to use.
So maybe she's not quite the unstoppable
So
goddess
yeah,
she
Mob
thought
took
she
advantage
was.
of that.
And after getting that memo, she finally loosened up a bit. She even let her sis hang out with her friends instead of throwing them into a wall or something. Aw.
Yet, at the end of the day, the idea that anyone could even hope to match the Tornado of Terror's pure psychic power seems laughable.
You disgust me.
Seems laughable.
Get lost.
Oh.
What's with the attitude from this lost child?
All right, the combatants
All
are
right,
set.
so
We've run the data through all possibilities.
Mob doesn't really
But
Mob
first,
doesn't
my
really kill
mental
people
powers
either.
are telling me
So
that some of you are
I
hungry.
wonder, will he do it?
By now,
Here we are, guys.
Oh,
Ugh.
I'm lost.
What are you doing, dummy? Get out of here.
Can you help me? Do you go to the middle school here?
Middle school?
Middle school, huh?
Know your place.
That's exactly what Mob would say, though. Oh! Oh!
You shouldn't use your powers on others.
Ooh, I love that. Nice little animation.
You think you're impressive? I'll crush you in 5 seconds flat.
Ugh. Oh! Oh, get up, Mob. Oh, wait. What? Yes. Damn. Boy, the way she did that, though. Oh, shit. Here we go, 100.
Time to
Oh.
teach you a lesson.
What?
By the way, just so you know, this is your fault.
Ooh, oh, badass. Oh. Boy. Oh, I'm so torn. Sometimes I don't know if I can watch it. I like what they do with they stuff now. Okay. Oh, damn.
How easy.
Oh shit, unknown percentage. Oh shit, boy. Oh, it's so pretty.
You think you're a big shot? Try this.
Okay. Oh, they're gonna meteor. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. I can't even call out these names. Damn. Oh, she got her head injured. Oh.
You should pay more attention.
What? Oh, the meteor. What?
Nobody beats me.
What?
Whoa, that was
She actually won?
I thought for
Well,
sure Mob would win with his
that's my
sucking
girl.
power.
This was an incredibly close match. Honestly, if we were to run through this fight 100 more times, Mob could reasonably win 40 or so of them.
But we're not here to find out who wins 40% of the time. Mob had tons of awesome abilities, which gave Tatsumaki a hard time, but she still had the stuff to pull off a win more times than not.
Right. First of all, Tatsumaki had a notable advantage when it came to training and experience.
She's a
Right,
top-ranked
yeah,
superhero
right.
who was
Uh-huh.
trained from 7 years old, fighting a middle schooler who never wanted to use his powers in the first place.
She
That
was
is
faster
true,
too,
yeah.
given her reaction against Boros' bullets moving over 617,000 meters per second.
Sure, Mob reacted to friggin' lightning, but believe it or not, that's still technically slower.
See, a lightning bolt technically has two different speeds to consider. First, for the slower liter of ionized air going down, and
That's a
second
lot of
for the faster
detail.
flash going up. Given that Mob was reacting to a projectile moving down towards him, this can only mean he was reacting to the liter, which moves 98,000 meters per second, more than 6 times slower than Tatsumaki.
So, even though Mob had the edge of being able to attack and defend at the same time, Tatsumaki was a lot quicker than him, so she could switch between attacking and defending fast enough to counter Mob whenever she really needed to.
Still, that alone doesn't mean Mob couldn't have eventually scored a fatal blow. All of this would mean nothing if Tatsumaki couldn't overpower Mob's absorbing shield.
His awesome power of suck!
Right.
Right, we know Mob's sucking shield had a limit given how he was forced to transfer absorbed energy into those seeds, growing a massive head of broccoli in an instant. We can actually use this broccoli to get a general idea of Mob's absorbing limits. Broccoli typically requires 143 kilojoules of energy to grow 1/10 of a
Powerful
kilogram's
girls.
worth. Scaling this giant one to the nearby buildings, we found it to be 21 million times larger than the average broccoli. This means Mob must have transferred enough energy to equate to about 1.6 megatons of TNT.
Yeah, but how about
I don't know about all
Tatsumaki
that. I
used
mean,
to stop and redirect
they got
those
their
giant
numbers.
bullets. Those things are huge, solid shells with no explosive component, given how Saitama here was able to crush one without triggering a big kaboom. And they could wipe out a whole city.
We're shown that the shells destroyed most of City A in one shot, and we can see how much damage they dealt to Boros' ship when Tatsumaki turned them around. With this data in mind, the height of Boros' ship, and the already calculated bullet speed, we determined the energy she displayed here must have equaled at least 470 gigatons of TNT.
Way more than Mob's big cloud feet, and more than enough to shatter his shield all at once. Tatsumaki was just too damn powerful.
Too
And it's
damn
not like Mob
powerful.
could absorb giant rocks thrown at him either.
Overpowered.
Mob's unique powers were generally
That's
passive
crazy.
and defensive, whereas Tatsumaki's were better suited to precision strikes and deadly blows. Once Mob's barrier was down, she had plenty of options for wrapping things up, whether it be blocking his psychic power, controlling his chi, or simply crushing him herself.
And her powers weren't dependent on her feelings, so she was always at full strength, no matter what.
That is also true.
Mob certainly had the skill and ability to put up an incredibly close fight, but Tatsumaki's experience, speed, and power put an end to this prodigious battle.
She just had the experience she needed.
The winner is Tatsumaki.
Wow. All right, guys, there you have it. That was the death battle between Mob and Tornado. Man, am I pissed? Yeah. Yeah. Am I happy? Yeah. That's how it was. But ultimately, I just couldn't pick a side, man. I really couldn't. Those two great characters. But Tornado ended up beating Mob. Crazy, cause it's crazy. Cause I was thinking, Mob's unknown percentages was just like a lot more overkill than it was enough. But yeah, they did make a good point. Tornado fights, just strictly off of there's no emotion. She don't need no emotion to fuel her fire. She just fights. Mob, he has to take some get upset, sad, angry, whatever the case may be. And apparently Tornado is a lot faster than Mob. Mob may be more powerful, but Tornado was a lot faster and just have more experience with this, you could say. And experience does come into the key when it comes to using powers at all. And yeah, you can't, if you haven't had enough use of it, enough training with it, vigorous training with it, with your power, then yeah, you won't win. So damn, that I love how they did their death battle. I like how they're doing their stuff now. They go from 8-bit to their own little animation right there to some pretty cool stuff too as well. Nice. Like I said, I'm torn. It's a thumbs up and a thumbs down for me. You know, I wish I could do both of them on the video, but I guess I do the thumbs up because it was really nice animation and everything else as well. So pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Do I call bullshit? No, I don't call bullshit. And like I said, I'm not upset. At the same time, I am because my damn boy, but Tornado is bae. You know, that kind of thing. So who did y'all really go for? Because honestly, like I said, I really just couldn't pick a side, man. If you just tell me, but if you told me, Money, pick a side or die, which one? Which one? I guess I'll go with Mob because I love Mob a lot. Oh yeah, another thing about that, it's funny. Well, they was pronouncing the names. I guess you could say they was pronouncing the names how the American tongue would pronounce it, like Shigeo Kageyama. They call it Shigeo, whatever they call them right there. And they call tornadoes for Fubaki. They call her Fubuki. I'm just like, okay. But great episode, guys. Great like that again. If another fire death battle comes up again, I'll be sure to react to it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. What y'all thought about that? If you'd like to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll be sure to see you all in my next one. Sayonara.